Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be recapping last night's in-season tournament games. In-season tournament is almost over. The first round is almost over. Last night we had some more good games. First day back after a Thanksgiving break on Black Friday. And yeah, we're going to talk all about the games last night. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications to all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Missed any of the other recaps, you can go back on the channel, watch those. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first game we had last night was, this was an early game actually. Celtics and Magic. The Magic won this game 113-96. The Magic outscored Boston 29-18 in the third and 36-22 in the fourth quarter. Huge second half. The Magic now go to 11-5. Celtics go to 12-4. Magic are now the second seed in the Eastern Conference. What a game for them. Team stats: Orlando shot 51% from the field, Boston shot 41%. Orlando hit 11 threes, Boston only hit 7 three-pointers. Orlando out-assisted Boston 23-17 and out-rebounded them 48-31, including 13 offensive boards. For Orlando, Mo Wagner, leading scorer with 27 points off the bench, shot 9 for 13, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. He's been very, very good so far for Orlando this season as a backup big. Brings a lot of energy. On offense, he can do a lot of different things. You know, he could pass the ball even though he didn't have an assist yesterday. He's a good passer. He could score inside. You know, could shoot the mid-range, shoot the three ball, get to the free throw line. Defensively, he's not bad. He's a very solid backup center. You know, and this year he's kind of taken a step further, and that bench in general for Orlando has just been very, very good. Paulo 23-7-5, 17-8-6 for Franz Wagner. Cole Anthony has 16-6 assists off the bench, and Jalen Suggs also had 10 points. Huge win for Orlando, coming in, beating the best team in the league right now, Boston, you know, convincingly, as well. A big second half. You know, the young guys like Cole Anthony, Mo Wagner, Franz, Jalen Suggs just coming in. Paulo, of course, obviously closing them out. This team is tough, man. Holding this team to under 100 points. You know, Orlando's here, man. Orlando's here. This might be real. You know, might have to take Magic more seriously. And they've just been doing this so well. Like, I expected them to take a jump this year. My prediction was that they're going to make the playoffs this year. But I didn't expect them to be like this. I didn't expect them to come out the gate hot, be the second seed in the East type, top 5 defense type jump already. You know what I mean? So that's just huge for Orlando. For Boston, Jason Tatum, 26 points, shot 7 for 16, 12 for 13 for the free throw line. 18 for Jaylen Brown, he shot 6 for 22. Both the Jays, rare bad games for them. 16 for Derek White, 12 for Luke Cornet off the bench, 10 for Sam Hauser. Kristaps Porzingis only had 9 points, played 22 minutes. He left the game early with, I think, a calf injury. Drew Holiday didn't play in this game either with an ankle injury. Yeah, Boston still needs to figure things out, especially late game situations. I feel like their fourth quarter closeout type of situations haven't been good. Like, they came into this quarter down by, 5 maybe? And they lost by 17. So, yeah, their fourth quarter's definitely got to be better. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown haven't been playing at their best the last few games, but I expect them to come around because they're amazing players, and I expect them to do that. But, yeah, Boston just needs to figure out their end of game closing out situations. I feel like that would be better. But shout out to Orlando, man. What a win. Next, we had the Suns and Grizzlies. The Suns win this game 110-89. They have a big fourth quarter, outscoring Memphis 29-16. The Suns now at 10-6. They're tied for the hottest team in the league. They won 6 games in a row. Grizzlies fall to 3-12. Without KD and Booker, KD and Beal, the Suns still got it done. Team stats: Phoenix shot 52% from the field. Grizzlies shot 46%. The free throw disparity: Suns were 21 for 28. Grizzlies were 6 for 10 on the free throw line. For Phoenix, Devin Booker, 40 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, shot 15 for 21 from the field. Just an amazing game. He's one of the best in the league. Even without KD, without Beal, him by himself out there, he was just dominating whoever guarded him on Memphis. Memphis didn't really have great team defense. And this one, Devin Booker was just really getting to wherever he wanted to and hitting his shots. He was also defending the ball very well. He was playmaking. He's been just amazing when he's played. You know, huge wing. Eric Gordon had 20 points as well in this game. 14 for Grayson Allen, 14 for Jordan Goodwin off the bench. Nurkic had 10 rebounds, 6 assists as well in this one. The Suns have now kind of found their streak going, even without Bradley Beal for this streak. KD didn't play today's first missed game of the season. The Suns are still getting it done. You know, it was against the Grizzlies, but still came in, got it done. They're starting to click now. KD and Booker are playing at an amazing level. Nurkic has been really good. The role players have stepped up. Guys like Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen has been a lot better. Josh Okogie's bringing them some energy. You know, it's been great to see for Phoenix finally kind of hitting their stride and being the team that we thought we were going to see. You know, For Memphis, Santi Aldama had 21 points, shot 9 for 20 from the field. 17 for Derrick Rose off the bench. He was very good in this game. Brought some consistent scoring. 14 for David Roddy off the bench. 13 and 7 for Jaren. Desmond Bane had just 6 points, shot 3 for 12. He did have 10 assists in this one, but had his worst game of the season. Yeah, Memphis. I mean, we know what Memphis' deal is right now. They still got 10 more games without Ja Morant, man. I don't know how well this is gonna turn out. But Phoenix, good win. They won 6 in a row. They're on fire. Next, we have the Bulls and Raptors. The Raptors won this game 121-108. Raptors were on them early, but the Bulls had a good comeback in the fourth quarter. It just wasn't enough. Raptors now go to 8-8. The Bulls fall to 5-12. Team stats: Toronto shot 53% from the field. Chicago shot 51%. Toronto was 20 for 27 from the free throw line. Bulls were 12 for 19. Toronto out-assisted Chicago as well, 32-20. For the Raptors, OG Anunoby 26 and 6, shot 10 for 14, 5 for 7 from 3. The whole starting five scoring double figures for Toronto. Pascal Siakam at 18 points, 8 assists, even though he didn't have a great first few quarters. The fourth quarter, he really came out was aggressive to seal this one. 17 for Dennis Schroeder, 16 for Gary Trent Jr. off the bench, 13, 10, and 6 for Scotty, 15, 10, and 3 for Jakob Poeltl. Good team win for Toronto. They're back to 500. They're still a kind of weird team to figure out, because they'll have stretches where it's like, yeah, blow this team up, and then they also have stretches where they win a couple games. Like, they're 500 right now, and I expect them to probably be around this for the rest of the year. Probably be like a 38, 39, maybe 40 win team, potentially. But, they take care of the teams they're supposed to, I guess, in Chicago. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine at 36, shot 16 for 23, 4 for 8 from 3, had a big second half. Tried to make it a comeback, but it wasn't enough. 19 for DeMar DeRozan, he got ejected late in this game. 14 for Kobe White, 12 for Patrick Williams off the bench. Not a fun Bulls team to watch. I think we already know that. Toronto, though, comes in, handles business. It was a little bit closer than they probably would have wanted, but they come in and get the win. Next, we had Heat Knicks on ESPN. What a game this was. The Heat outscored the Knicks 37-20 in the third quarter, but then the Knicks outscored Miami 29-11 in the fourth quarter and come all the way back and win 198. Jimmy Butler misses a three-pointer at the buzzer that would have won it. The Knicks now go to 9-6. The Heat fall to 10-6. What a game this was. Team stats: New York shot 48% from the field. The Heat shot just 39% from the field in this one. Missed a lot of easy shots the Heat did. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, 24 points, shot 10 for 16, 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Emmanuel Quickly, the bench really for the Knicks was what brought it back, brought a lot of energy. Emmanuel Quickly, 20 off the bench. Josh Hart at 10, 8, and 4 off the bench. Isaiah Hartenstein, even though his stats didn't look crazy, he brought a lot of energy. 18 and 7 for RJ Barrett, he was big as well. He had some big shots. 13, 8, and 7 for Julius Randle in this one. And the Knicks, what a win this was for the Knicks. Again, the first two quarters they were getting, the first half was really close. Third quarter, they just got bombed by the Heat. The Heat were just making everything. Knicks didn't have any energy. It looked like they were going to give up, kind of. But then the fourth quarter, the bench, IQ, Hartenstein, RJ come in, and the Heat steal a win over Miami. For the Heat, 23 for Jimmy Butler, shot 7 for 14 from the field. 21-12 for Bam. 15 for Josh Richardson. 15 for Jaime Jaquez off the bench. And 10 and 8 for Kyle Lowry. Yeah, he just missed a lot of easy shots. They had a lot of open shots. Their three-pointers. They were 10 for 37 on threes. They missed a lot of shots in the fourth. They just couldn't get it. Really, their energy going. Their pace kind of slowed down. The Knicks defense really started to lock in, and Miami just couldn't really overcome, the Knicks going on that big run. Shout out to New York for a huge win. Next, we had Nuggets and Rockets. The Rockets win this one 105-86. They outscored Denver 29-19 in the first, 31-24 in the second, and didn't really look back. Rockets now go to 8-6. The Nuggets fall to 10-6 in this one. Team stats: the Rockets shot 49% from the field. The Nuggets shot just 34% from the field in this game. Rockets hit 12 threes. Nuggets only hit 7 threes in this one. For Houston, Jalen Green, 25 points, shot 10 for 18, 3 for 8 from 3. Another very good game. Last few games he's been very good. Playing a lot more in the team. Getting his when he needs to. Defensively, he's been there. He had 3 steals in this game as well. He's been very good, and the Rockets team in general has been really good. Alperen Sengun, 21, 15, and 8. He didn't have a great shooting night, but still, he did everything else. Rebounded, passing the ball. Just an amazing game against Jokic. 17, 6, and 11 for Fred VanVleet. 16 and 15 for Jabari Smith Jr. He was really good in this game as well. The Rockets as a team, really good. Stepping on the reigning champs next, right from the get-go. Jalen Green getting buckets. Alperen Sengun doing his thing. Jabari Smith Jr. playing really well. Those guys really just carried the way. For Denver, Nikola Jokic at 38, 19, and 8. Shot 14 for 31. He was hot. He had like 25 in the first half. Came out really, really aggressive. but the Nuggets just didn't really have anyone else really to help them. 20 for KCP, he had a good second half. 14 and 7 for Michael Porter Jr. But yeah, Aaron Gordon was 0 for 12. I didn't even notice that until after I looked. I saw on Twitter, I saw someone say no way, and they said 0 for 12, and I was like, no way. He shot 0 for 12. Aaron Gordon was 0 for 12. Reggie Jackson only had 2 points. He was a minus 26. The bench didn't really provide much either. Yeah, it was just not a great day for Denver. They've been struggling the last few games. Of course, they don't have Jamal Murray, which is a huge part of their team. But they've had a couple not so great losses. Not really worried about it, obviously, because once Jamal gets back, they're probably going to get back on to winning. But still, Rockets, shout out to them, man. What a win that was. Beating the Nuggets twice in, 2 weeks? That's huge. Next, we had the Kings and Timberwolves. The Kings won this one 124-111. It was a close first half. But in the third quarter, Kings outscored Minnesota 22-15. It didn't look back. Sacramento's on 9-6. Timberwolves fall to 11-4. Team stats, Sacramento shot 49% from the field, Timberwolves shot 44%. The Kings hit 17 threes, Timberwolves hit 12 threes. Timberwolves were dominant at the free throw line though. They were 27 for 29, Kings were just 9 for 11. The Kings also forced 18 Minnesota turnovers. For Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox, 36, 7, and 12, shot 14 for 32 on the field, just a dominant performance. Him versus Anthony Edwards was really fun to watch. De'Aaron Fox was just dominating, doing what he does, getting to the rim, getting wherever he wants to, passing the ball. His passing ability was on display today as well, and the Kings get an amazing win over Minnesota. 18 for Harrison Barnes, 17 for Malik Monk off the bench, 15, 11, and 5 with 2 steals, 3 blocks for Domantas Sabonis, 10 for Kevin Huerter and Kessler Edwards as well. Sacramento back in the win column after losing back-to-back days for the New Orleans Pelicans. They now get the win. They're 9-6. For Minnesota, just didn't really have it today. The shooting was not really there. The Kings really were blitzing them from the second half on. They just couldn't really get anything going. 35, 7, and 5 for Anthony Edwards. He was 17 for 18 from the free throw line, 8 for 21 from the field. 27 and 11 for Karl-Anthony Towns, 12 and 11 for Rudy Gobert, 10 for Troy Brown Jr. off the bench. They also didn't have Jay McDaniels in this game. He's out for a little while with an ankle injury, so that would have been a prime defender probably on De'Aaron Fox. But Sacramento did the job, and shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves court is amazing. Probably the best court in the Eastern tournament. Them and the Magic. The Magic's court I really love as well. Minnesota's in-season tournament court is just beautiful. That baby blue, you can't go wrong with baby blue on a jersey, on a court, anything in sports. If you have baby blue on it, there's no way you can mess it up. If you do, then you're just really, really bad. Next, I have the Pistons and Pacers. The Pacers win this game 136-113. They blow up, outscored Detroit 39-17 in the fourth. Because I watched this game and it was like a 10-point game with 2 minutes left, and I was like, all right, yeah, it's done. And Pacers had 118. Then I looked back, all of a sudden they had 136. I was like, wait, how'd they get 136? How did they score that many? In the last 2 minutes, they just were on fire, closed out. Of course, in this tournament, point differential is a big factor in tiebreakers and stuff. So that's why teams keep scoring to the final buzzer. Pacers now are 9-6. The Pistons now are 2-14. They've lost 13 in a row now. Team stats: Indiana shot 49% from the field. Detroit shot 48%. The Pacers hit 16 threes. Pistons hit 7 threes. The Pacers also forced 14 Detroit turnovers. For Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton, 26 points, 10 assists, shot 9 for 23 from the field. Another dominant performance from him. The Pacers had 7 players scoring double figures. Miles Turner had 23 and 10 with 5 blocks. He was amazing in this game. 18 for Buddy Hield, 15 for Obi Toppin and Bennedict Mathurin, 13 for Andrew Nembhard off the bench, and then 10 for Bruce Brown. Just an all-out blitz in the fourth quarter for Indiana. Forcing a lot of turnovers. They really were just taking the ball at one point from Detroit. Just every time a Detroit player came on the court, Indiana was like, I'll take that, and we're on the run. Big win for them. For Detroit, 31 for Cade Cunningham, shot 10 for 26 in the field. 25 for Jaden Ivey, which is a nice sign to see. 13 for Jalen Rennie off the bench. He's on kind of limited minutes. And then 10 for Isaiah Stewart. Detroit just doesn't really have anything right now to answer to anybody. And Indiana just full out blitzed them in the second half. Next, we have the Wizards and Bucks. This was actually a really good game. The Bucks won this one 131-128. They had some big free throws. And this one, the Wizards couldn't really execute that well. Down the stretch, Landry Shamet missed a big three-pointer. With 12 seconds left, I would have tied this game up. The Bucks now go to 11-5. Wizards fall to 2-13. They have now lost 8 games in a row. Team stats: Milwaukee shot 52% from the field. Wizards shot 48%. The Wizards actually out-hit them from 3. Wizards hit 15 threes. Bucks only hit 9 threes, but the Bucks were 26 for 33 from the free throw line. Wizards were 17 for 21. From Milwaukee, they had 3 players score over 30 for the first time in franchise history. Brook Lopez, 39 points, 2 steals, 3 blocks, shot 14 for 17 from the field. Just an all-out dominant game. Wizards didn't really have anybody in the paint to guard him. Daniel Gafford was trying, but really they didn't have anyone in the paint to guard him. The three-point shot was falling. Brook Lopez had just an amazing game in this one. If they can get him going, because he hasn't had an amazing offensive season so far, but after this one, maybe this could get him going. He can start hitting some shots, because that would be huge for this Bucks team, especially Chris Middleton only played 13 minutes in this game. He left due to injury. 31-7-10 for Dame, 31-9 for Giannis. Just an all-out big performance from this big three. Malik Beasley also had 11 rebounds. Didn't really get much from the bench, but really, for the Wizards, against the Wizards, it was just Dame, Giannis, and Brook Lopez versus the Wizards, and Dame, Giannis, and Brook prevailed. For Washington, 26 for Jordan Poole, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, shot 9 for 20, only 2 turnovers in this game. The last 3 or 4 games, Jordan Poole's starting to turn it up a little bit, He's still not shooting the best in the field. He's still having a couple turnovers. He had 5 fouls also in this game. But, he's starting to look a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end. 22-7-7 for Tyus Jones, 22 for Kyle Kuzma. Corey Kispert at 20 off the bench. He hit 6 threes. He's been actually having a pretty good season. And then 15 for Landry Shamet. I keep forgetting Landry Shamet is a Wizard. Every time on the court I see him, I'm like, who is that? It's like, oh, Landry Shamet. I forgot he plays for the Wizards. But it was a competitive game, at least for Washington. They made it close, but the Bucks ultimately were just a better team at the end of the day. Next, we got Spurs and Warriors. The Warriors win this game 118-112. The Spurs made it very interesting down the stretch, but the Warriors close it out. They go down to 8-9. The Spurs now have lost 11 in a row. They are 3-13. Team stats: Golden State shot 49% from the field. Spurs shot 45%. The Warriors hit 19 threes. Spurs hit 12 threes. A lot of turnovers for both these teams. Warriors had 24 turnovers. Spurs had 19 turnovers. For the Warriors, Steph Curry, 35 points. Shot 11 for 27 for 13 from 3. Just was dominant in this one, running around all over the court, hitting his shots, just doing Steph Curry things. Darius Saric had 20 and 7 off the bench, hit 4 3-pointers. He's actually been very, very good for Golden State this year. He's arguably been like their 3rd or 4th best player. He has been just amazing for them. 15 for Klay Thompson, 12 for Jonathan Kuminga off the bench, 10 for Andrew Wiggins. Chris Paul had 5, 5, and 10 as well off the bench in this one. Good win for Golden State. They just need a couple easy wins. This is the last game for Draymond's suspension as well. He'll be back next game, so that'll be big for them. But yeah, Steph doing his thing. Darius Saric playing really good. Them hitting shots when they needed to. Got stops when they needed to. Good win for Golden State. Even though it wasn't really pretty, they still got it. For San Antonio, 24 for Devin Vassell. Shot 10 for 19. He should be back in the starting lineup. I know he missed a few games, so maybe they're monitoring his injury. But still, Devin Vassell is probably like the 2nd best player. Maybe even the best player on the Spurs team. 22 and 12 for Keldon Johnson. 22, 9 and 4 with 2 blocks for Wemby. Shot 8 for 18 from the field. Has some big moments. Especially, he got off to a hot start, kind of cooled off later, but he had some great moments against a small Warriors team. J.D. Osman also had 11 points in this game. The Spurs, tough loss. They were in it for Golden State for a lot of it. Had a good comeback and forth, just wasn't really enough time. That hasn't been the thing for the Spurs, I feel like. The last few games, they have been kind of getting blown out, but then they come back in the 4th quarter, but they just don't have enough time to make it a comeback, But yeah, the Spurs made it close, but the Warriors got the win. And finally, we have Pelicans and Clippers. The Pels won this game 116-106. They outscored the Clippers 31-23 in the 4th quarter. Pels now go to 9-7. Clippers fall to 6-8. Team stats: New Orleans shot 49% from the field. Clippers shot 46%. New Orleans was 20 for 27 from the free throw line. Clippers were 11 for 17 in this one. For New Orleans, Zion 32, 6 and 5, shot 13 for 25 from the field. Bi also had 30 points in this one. That duo dominated the last few games. That 2-man game, that duo has been amazing. It's gotten them wins over the Kings, the Mavs, the Nuggets, now the Clippers. They're starting to find it a little bit, working off Bi and Zion, those two being dominant as of course, and just everyone kind of sprinkling in little things here and there. That's how the Pelicans are probably going to win games. 14 for Herb Jones as well, and then 12 and 8 for Jonas Valanciunas. For the Clips, 34 for Paul George, shot 14 for 30 from the field. Paul George has actually been very good this year. He's having a really, really good season. 20 and 8 for Kawhi, 20 for Norman Powell off the bench, 11 for Zubac. James Harden shot just 2 for 8. He had 10 assists. Westbrook had just 3 points in 14 minutes. The Clippers just didn't really have enough defensively actually. Defensively, the Clippers didn't really have it. Pelicans got a lot of easy points, especially Zion. Got some easy buckets at the rim. He was feasting down low. Clippers didn't really have anything to stop him. Their streak comes to an end, and the Pels are now the Pels are balling now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're up to 9th now, or tied for 8th actually, with the Lakers in the Western Conference. The Pelicans are starting to ball, and maybe they're finding kind of their groove and what their style of play is. Because that's been a big thing for the Pelicans. We don't know kind of what team they are. They're kind of like a weird team that we don't know where to gauge them. But maybe now they're starting to hit their stride and starting to play more comfortable, be more comfortable, and maybe, they're going on a win streak or something. That's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications to all, stuff like that. I really appreciate it. We guys said a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.